but that is an option, and I believe that that is a very viable option, and I think that is an option that we need to keep open. Okay, so that's what I have for that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with public participation. I usually start on my left. I usually start on the first row. There's nobody there, so second row, if you have anything you'd like to say, please come forward, state your name, and you'll have 3 minutes, please.
Thank you very much for your time, everybody. My name is Jane Bloom, and I am the owner of Dwell Yoga in the downtown business area here. So I'm just here to share some, I know this is not new to any of you, but some of the continued concerns about the homeless population and the impact of downtown businesses. On November 10th of this year, a letter was written to each of you from our studio and our business, and I appreciate many of you responded back personally, so thank you for that. It was really comforting and helpful to know. Over the last 2 years, but particularly in the last about month, we've had an increase of incidences that have been violent in impacting the business and our teachers. Most recently, and I'm just kind of going off the letter here, but one of our teachers was attacked Wednesday, November 9th, with rocks thrown at her car, and including threats, "I'm going to rape and kill you." So at that time, she could not leave her car, and she had to cancel class. In October, one of our teachers in her car also was circled and threatened. In August, in the early morning, during a yoga class, rocks were thrown at our windows, and then also thrown at our, and during that time, fortunately, no rocks broke the windows while the class was practicing, but during that time, they went to the business next door to us, which was Berkshire Hathaway, and did break their front door with rocks. I know those rocks have been removed, but that just seems, in addition to a series of other events, which I won't share right now for sake of time, kind of a Band-Aid approach to a much deeper issue. I've been in this community for 27 years as a practicing counselor and now a business owner that I purposely chose to want to be part of the downtown revitalization. So I have a very compassionate place for the bigger issue that's going on. And now I'm coming to you as someone also from the business perspective too, of wanting to find a bigger solution to a really complex layered problem. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jane, and I'm sorry to hear about that information that you relayed. I take it that there was a report done?
Yes, please, report made. And
can you email that to me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
All right, thank you all.
Okay, so that was the second row, no one on the third row. Fourth row?
Back in my whole backyard is just completely covered in needles. I can't have my 5-year-old son there. And then at the same time, my workers won't even go there to chase them off because they're scared for their life if they go down. I had a guy come in with a pipe. Well, they pick up stuff out of my yard and come at me. I had to pull a gun on him to get him off my yard. You guys, I made the phone call. You guys never showed up. And I had a gun on the guy in his face getting him off my property. And then 4 hours later, the guy comes back and starts throwing rocks at me in my RV. Then you guys show up, and then he's gone. 5 days later, that's the last I heard. I didn't hear another word from you guys. 5 days later, the cops show up with this guy in their car at my property. This guy wants to get his stuff out of the back of your shop. What the hell is that? This is not right. And you guys want us to keep calling you guys for nothing? So I don't even call anymore. I'm just waiting for them to go pipe again. Because I will put that guy in the ground. I've got a family.
Las Cruces business owners recently came together to voice their concerns over what they say is an increase in property crime and homelessness affecting the area. According to Mike Frames from Arista Development, after the price of lumber skyrocketed earlier in the year, construction sites have turned into miniature gold mines for opportunistic thieves.
Over the last year and a half, it is extremely been more problematic, especially in the framing stage of construction. We've had tons of OSB theft. We've had a lot of other builders having appliances stolen out of almost completed homes. It's pretty much been throughout the whole stage of construction.
According to FBI crime statistics, Las Cruces had over 3,500 instances of property crime per 100,000 people, compared to the national average of just over 2,000 in 2019. In the 2020 annual police report, Las Cruces property crimes increased by 23% compared to the year prior.
The investment in security, I would say we've probably spent somewhere around $5,000 to $8,000 this year. The amount of goods that have actually been stolen, probably within a 12-month period has at least been $60,000. And we're, I would say, a medium-sized builder. There are some volume builders that they're very much higher than I am, so in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I've talked to some other volume builders, and they're probably estimating around $300,000 to $400,000 in material lost.
And I'm very happy that people are angry.
With these crimes negatively impacting many local businesses, people are pointing the blame at New Mexico's bail reform. In 2016, New Mexico voters overwhelmingly supported the amendment to the New Mexico state constitution, which almost entirely eliminated cash bail in an effort to create a more fair judicial system and address the steady rise in incarceration.
The Bail Reform Act is basically a catch and release program, so people that are doing these lower property crimes are getting caught and booked. Chief Dominguez, our interview last week with the Home Builders Association, he said he's had some people that have been arrested 14 times since February.
Once the officer drops them out, we're kind of out of the picture. The police don't really get back into the process until pre-trial interviews or maybe down the road in a trial or something like that. But once they're turned over to the DC, the detention center, their rules and policy and the court procedures take over as far as when they're released.
While many call for the city of Las Cruces to be tougher on crime and make it harder for these people to be released, the city government does not have the authority to make these changes since it was a state decision. With that being said, some on the city council are calling for a more comprehensive approach to addressing crime.
The truth is that this country, if anything we're good at, it's incarcerating people and putting people in jail. That is the thing we have continuously done, and here we are. So we need to find better ways, more transformative ways to actually get to the root cause of what's causing the problems right now, which in my opinion is poverty. Poverty increases. If we want to get serious about crime, we have to get serious about poverty.
Las Cruces City Councilor Joanna Bencomo is optimistic about programs such as a special crisis intervention team to respond to mental health issues, as well as investing in high crime and high poverty neighborhoods to stop the issue early.
Looking at layers within neighborhoods of, low unemployment rates, poverty rates, crime rates, and honing in on a specific area and investing in that community through better lighting, better streets, parks, whatever makes a community more healthy and whole.
While these solutions are aimed at lowering crime rates, many hope these policies may bring lower prices to an expensive housing market.
Theft obviously gets transferred over to the purchase of the home at the end of the day, so we're having to up our estimates to account for this. And what's really sad about it is, especially with prices going up so dramatically, it's kind of filtering out local Las Cruces residents that are able to afford and purchase a home.
Crime may be a layered issue. Poverty and a lack of healthy opportunities may create a pipeline to theft and vandalism that in turn can hurt business owners and local citizens. While many options are in the works, only time will tell how crime in Las Cruces is affected. For KRWG Public Media, this is Noah Race.